Welcome, my name is Kat, this is my channel Kat Can Sew, and welcome to episode 40. I'm on Instagram under Kat Can Sew, and that's about it. I am going to give a mental health content warning. It's going to be in my life health updates at the end. I will put a timestamp of when to skip to, as well as a chapter skip, if you use those. But here I am. It is really late on Saturday night, but I am here and I'm recording. It is going to go one of two ways. It is going to be short and sweet, or it is going to be a rambling mess. I'm not even going to edit out whichever it's going to be. I'm giving you a warning. I am no makeup, my hair is a mess, but I'm recording. I'm also overheating because I should have changed out of my sweater dress. But, you know, it is what it is, and if I stop now, this is not going up. I haven't got a ton of projects this week. Actually that's not true. We've done 7 projects, but I only did about 2,500 stitches. It has been a couple of weeks. But let's jump into the stitching, and then I can do a bit of rambling. I've got a little bit of haul, I got a little bit of Disney, and a bit of a life update. So first up we have Advent Trilogy by Mill Hill. This is a kit. This is set 3. Here is where I was. And here is where I'm up to. I finished all of the cross stitching. So, all 8 of these are now stitched. I'm just going to go in and do the back stitch. The back stitch and beading. Some of them have more beading than others. This one has like 12 beads, where actually none of these are really heavily beaded. A couple of the ones on one of the earlier sets were. Like I think this one has the most beading and it's all in the border. I think I've got like 300 and something stitches left, not including the back stitch. I did 569 stitches. This is basically the equivalent of 2 of the rest of them. So, here we go. Hopefully, my plan is it's not going to get done while editing today, but it will get done before the end of the month. So, next month, hopefully there will be a photo. Next video, there will be a photo, because I don't want to try and hold up all of these at this size, as I do intend to not only finish the beading, but fully finish them, so I can kind of use them as an advent. Basically, I randomly pull one out every day of the month, which will be cute. And I don't actually, I was going to say I don't have an advent, but I do, because I got the Wish Upon Magic sticker and stationery advent. I'm not going to be doing videos. I'm going to be doing reels on, I'm not going to be doing YouTube videos. I'm going to be doing reels on Instagram. I may put up YouTube shorts, I'm not sure. But my plan is to keep those only down to a couple of minutes. I may pull one of these at the same time. Said not a ton of beads, not a ton of back stitching, but really close to a finish. This stitched on a 14 count perforated paper that came in the kit with all the kitted stuff in a Black Needle Society project bag. Next up is Jose. This is by Atomic Tiki Pins, and here is where I was, and here is where I'm up to. I got another 380 stitches on this, and 264 backstitch, which did the backstitch on this outer edge. I got the cross here. I got a little bit done up here. And then this is what's left of that thread. I'm not putting backstitch where I don't have the stitches meeting yet. But this is a really backstitch heavy project, so I wanted to stitch backstitch as I go. Next time I work on it, I'll do the backstitch on the outside of the other side. And depending on how I'm going up here, it may start on the inside too. I did realize when I was about halfway down the side, I forgot to put the, so it has like to look like bamboo. So I'll do those when I do the inside. Hopefully I remember. But the inside of this is stitching up so much quicker than I was expecting. I've got all of Jose done above that bar. I'm now filling in the background. I changed out the stitch in his eye, and his eye looks way less creepy now. Oh, I am missing a cross stitch. I'll have to go back and fix that. But no. I was considering how long ago I started this, and it took me forever just to do that border. I thought this was going to take forever, but honestly, the inside is a lot of block stitching, so it doesn't take nearly as long as that border where you're having to go increase and decrease on every row. Fabric is a 28 count Dole Whip by Lugana LA, which is a really pineapple-y yellow. It kind of gets washed out. Needle minders are from Galloway Gallery and is in a 805 stitcher project bag that was from the Black Needle Society nice list a couple of years ago. Next up is Aurora's Castle. This is by Pixel Stitch. I got this one also from Etsy. This one does have slightly more hanging threads than the last one. Here is where it was. And here is where I'm up to. I got 408 stitches. I got my 500 stitch goal on this. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I think that's as good as it's going to get. So I have actually finished a couple of colors. I have no idea why it's not focusing. Sorry, guys. I have... No, I'm not quite finished all of the top of the castle. I've got these little bits here. I'm backstitching as I go because this one I've got like 7 back stitches in it. I did miss this one when I was working on this section here. But next time I pull that colour out, I'll do that stitch. And I will probably do the last turret over here. But we're getting there. I'm about half done. I think I'm just under a half done on this. It hasn't been a focus piece because this is my 3rd Disney castle I've worked on in the last 2 years. The one I did last week was actually the 3rd. This was the 2nd, but you know, I finished the other 2. This is stitched on a 32 count Aqua by Lugana LA. Needle minder is from Midnight Spell Designs. Stored in a Linux Stitches project bag using Ginger Stitch AU floss palettes. Because that's the first one that I've actually used fancy floss storage for. Next up is Ribbon Candy Ornament by Calico Crossroads. I am currently working on this one, but I'm doing it in UCLA colors. Here is where it was. And I'm trying to actively leave these up long enough. And here is where I'm up to. I did 152 stitches. So it is 3 more rows of the blue. I've got like 9 more rows in this section. Another section that will be another about 50 stitches. And then I'll have a section that's going to be about 25 stitches. So I'm looking at all up if I'm doing once a day. I've got 1 length a day. I've got about another, month's worth of stitching on it. I do want to have it done before Christmas. I would like to have them fully finished before Christmas. So that way I can give my mother-in-law both of those. It's stitched on 14 count perforated paper, Mill Hill, that I got from 123 Stitch the same time as I got the pattern. I still kind of want to do the one for me using fancy floss. It's just probably going to be a year or so before I start. I just don't have the energy. This is in a Black Needle Society vinyl bag from the Murder Mystery box a couple of years ago. Next project is Mythical Dragon by Janlynn. This is a kit that I have had forever and ever and ever and ever. And at that, I don't think it's the oldest kit that I have that I'm still trying to work on. Here is where it was, all 91 stitches of it. And here's where I'm at. So technically I did an extra 68 stitches, but I had put one too many stitches in this section here, which means I had to frog all of this and then remove the extra stitch I had at the end here and then restitch, and then I went a slightly different direction. But then I got this section done. I have some more stitches and it will connect, but it's very chaotic, so I'm trying to not and it's like partially metallic, so I'm trying to avoid more frogging if I can help it. I think the next length, my goal is to get 6 lengths in it before it goes away. I'm at 2, so it's a long way to go. I'm basically just going to be working on this corner. I can really only work on it 1 length at a time because of that metallic thread. It is 2 strands of cotton with 1 strand of Krennic blending filament. It's just real frustrating to stitch on. It will probably be a project I will do more in summer when there is better light for longer. It really needs to be stitched during the day when I have daylight as well as the overhead light and the magnifier. This is never going to be a work on anywhere other than under my good light with the magnifier with the good light behind it. Hence why I'm hoping it will get more stitches during summer when I can stitch on it later. This is stored in a Live and Die LA project bag. I do need to change over the floss storage because it's currently on a cardboard board. Needle minder is from Ginger Stitch AU. I finally found one of my dragons. It is the Crafty Dragon. Next up is Frogwarts Year 3. No, Frogwarts Year 1. I forgot to pull out the pattern. Give me a second. Should be this one. So Frogwarts Year 1. So this was part of the Frogwarts yearly retreats the Black Needle Society does. We are nearly up to Year 7, and here's where I'm up to. I've only got like 590 stitches on it. I just worked on Fluffy. So I got the first head done, started on the second head. There is just enough gap in the white that I don't want to have to recount, so hence why I have the hanging thread. Once I finish Fluffy, I will go over here and do the sorting hat over here. I have what, like a week and a half to do the remaining 1,500 stitches on this before the end of the month. I've just hit my 500, so I'm going to work on a different project and then pull it out again after I hit my next goal. This is stitched on 28 count French Vanilla Mistake by Lugana by Live and Die LA. Needle minder is Black Needle Society, so is the project bag. this month, this is feeling like a chore. Fluffy's just a lot of stitches. But I'm working my way through Critical Role. Both Campaign 4 has started. Mighty 9, the animated series, has started. And I realized I had not yet watched Season 3 of Legend of Vox Machina. So I need to connect my laptop to watch the current campaign. But it means that it's like 4-hour episodes. Like, I have like 6 hours I'm currently behind on. So I'm hopefully during the next week I will get back up to date and I can watch the next episode live. It gives me a really good chance to just sit and stitch. I have been transferring patterns into WinStitch, but we'll get to that because I've only got one more project to show, and that is Celebrate All Year August by Black Needle Society. This was National Peach Month, and here is where it was. I haven't done a ton more on it. Here is where I'm up to. I got 288 stitches done, which basically filled out this peach. And I got a little bit more done over here. Again, I am hoping to have this finished by my next video. I'm at 63% or something like that. So I've got about 560 stitches left or something like that. So I have gotten back into my 100 stitches on my main project, one length in on the ribbon candy ornament, and then alternating this and my main project. I've only got this and 2 more of these to do, and I would like to have all 3 of them done by the end of the year. Fabric is 32 count Rivera Aqua Linen by Wichelt. I have no idea how to say it, because I always say Wichelt, but the L is in the wrong spot. Wichelt? You know who I'm talking about, right? And is Black Needle Society in a Black Needle Society bag. So that is all my projects. I don't know how long that was because my video does 10 to 15 minute clips. Haul. I have 2 pieces of haul. Well, I have 2 orders of haul. First up is... So, as I showed you last week, I got Poltergeist Pirates from Glendon Place. I needed a fabric for it. Val had a piece of 28 count opal in the color The Dreaming, which is really not showing up on camera because all it is doing is making the opal sparkle. It is basically a couple of shades of blue with a black overdye. She told me how it was done. It does not fit on a 18 count, on a quarter, so I got a half. I literally need just over the half. But I need like 23 inches and a quarter is 18. So I'm not sure what I'm going to stitch the rest of this on, but this looks like a really cool nighttime oceany kind of feel. So yeah, I custom ordered this. If she hasn't yet, she's putting this color back up on her website. There we go. So it's got like, it's like a blue and a blue gray with a bit of black. Just mix it. It is stunning, and it's never going to record well because of that opal. I also got I remembered to pick up my piece of 36 count Edinburgh, Opal Edinburgh, that I had kept forgetting to grab from her. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I will probably custom dye it at some point for a project, but I did not dye the whole thing in black, unlike I did with the first piece. And then last up, I did an order from Cobweb Corner, which is I have no idea where that is because I'm still not good with state codes in the US. Iowa, maybe? Idaho? It's IA. If you know where that is, you know where it was. I saw on Instagram they were closing down, and I'm like, you know what? I'll check it out. Maybe they'll have some stuff. If you spent more than $25, you got 25% off. So I brought some charts. I got Mirabilia's Princess Ileana. Like, that skirt is so fun. I got Zelda, also by Mirabilia. I double checked. I don't have them. The advantage of having done a spreadsheet is I know what I've got. This is my first Pickle Barrel Designs pattern. Cross-stitch to-do list, cross-stitcher to-do list, buy fabric, buy thread, buy more fabric, buy new charts, talk about fabric, start stitching. And that feels about right. I will probably stitch this in what do you call it? Variegateds I have, it's actually stitched in 2 shades of each color, but I will probably do each line in a different hand dye, either a variegated or a silk or something, because it felt like the sort of chart that you could do that with. And then the last one I got was the second of the heartstring samplery patterns that I have in the pun designs, I guess. So this is Whip It Good. I already have Hoop. There it is. I still need Who Let the Frogs Out, and there's one that's a backstitch pun. I will grab them. I'm not sure how I'm going to stitch these yet, whether I do them on a light fabric with a tone-on-tone with a dark floss or what. But, you know, I want all 4 of them before I actually start, and, you know, if they release more of them, so be it. I also grabbed some weeks. I have the pattern Fa La La La. I don't remember who it's by. It's all stitched in weeks. I have the fabric. I have the pattern, but I don't have the floss. So these were the 5 colors that they had in stock that I need from that pattern. So it's Begonia, which is a dark hot pink. Liberty, which is like a really strong red. These are all getting washed out. I'm so sorry. Ocean, which is like a stunning blue. Capri, which is like a light blue. And Grasshopper, which is like a greeny yellow. Sorry, a yellowy green. I still have, I want to say like 8 more colors I need to get out of that set. But I would like to do that. You know, I have the fabric already, so it's halfway ready to go. So that is all of my haul. That is all of my stitching. I'm going to jump into Disney. So I went to Dapper Day on Sunday. I did not dress up in a make it myself dapper outfit or a vintage dapper outfit. I wore this. This is from Shop Disney. So this is a Disney licensed dress. It has fake fur on that bottom hem that is white, and just above that is a Mickey Mouse holly leaf. There might be holly bee, like holly as well, but I think it's just the Mickey heads with the holly leaves. Trim. And then I wore it. Technically, I wore it with a red cardigan with some holly, like a holly embroidery on it, but I don't think I ever actually wore that for more than about 4 minutes. Because it rained all weekend, with the exception of during the day on Sunday. So we went in for the Dapper Day Expo on Saturday. This is the only photo I have. We totally forgot to take photos because it was raining. This is just green pants with a cardigan. The cherries on this sweater, on this cardigan, are crocheted Mickey mini heads, so they've got little bows. Super freaking cute. I got a ton of compliments on it. And just put my hair into a ponytail because, you know, rain. I wasn't bothering with trying to curl it. Humid, you know, it was horrible. We did food in downtown Disney. We just kind of kept it chill. We were only there for a few hours. We were going to try and catch up with a friend who works in the parks. But having both myself and Mike having worked in theme parks in the rain, we know it's miserable and all you really want to do is go home and get warm. So, you know, we can go back and try and catch up with her at a later date. She lives down that way, so it's a little bit hard for us to catch up with her. And then Sunday, we went into the park. We managed to score a Blue Bayou reservation, like 3 a.m. in the morning. Our plan was like, well, it's going to be cold and wet. We won't go in until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. We'll stay for the parade and the fireworks if they do them. And then like 3 o'clock, there was like, there is a Blue Bayou reservation for 1:40. I'm like, that totally changes our entire day's plan. So we got in. I was able to get these photos at the front of the park. We went and did Blue Bayou. We may have ridden. No, after this we rode Winnie the Pooh. Mike tends to do Pokemon when we're in the park, and they've now got what they call routes, and one of those is front of the park to Winnie the Pooh, and if you pause it, you can restart it. So that's what we did. We kind of kept it pretty chill, like we didn't do a ton. I managed to watch the Christmas parade. I did not take any video because I was standing behind a group of influencers, and one of them is a huge parade fan and did the choreography the whole. I will admit, I got there really late. I was there about 20 minutes before the parade started. I couldn't sit down because there's no way I was sitting on concrete in that dress without a mat, and I didn't take my mat with me. So yeah, I'm like, other than that, we had a really good day. We tried to catch the train. I got Mike to go down to the back end of the park after the parade. We went and watched Tapestry of Happiness. Mike's not seen it before. Which is about a 4 or 5 minute video they do on It's Small World. And then we're going to go ride the train. And the train broke down. It took us 3 trains to get on the train, and then, 4 trains to get on the train. And we were literally like on the train, and they're like, there is a problem. We have to get everybody off the train. They were having problems with their gates. Unfortunately, it had been wet, and that can muck up the mechanics. So we were only there until about 8 p.m. We got back to the hotel. We thought they weren't going to do the parade, so we didn't worry about going back. And then we could hear the fireworks from our hotel room. So I have a couple of really bad photos because we were really far away, because we weren't worried about being close to the park because I can get free parking. Um, but I did get to see some fireworks, so that was cool. I am planning on going in and trying to catch the parade and the fireworks at least twice, because I do want to catch them from both the hub and Star Wars. They do different music, different, and they do projections in Star Wars Land. But it is what it is. I technically have a reservation for Tuesday. I don't know whether I'll go in or not. We're trying to get some stuff done around the apartment before Thanksgiving. But yeah, really light on photos. But we had a good day. We just kept it chill. Basically, we left when it started raining. Because rain. We didn't want to deal with it. We didn't have to deal with it. We can go back. Actually, I don't think Mike can get weekend reservations between now and the end of the year, but, you know, we'll make it work. We might go down in one of the evenings, because I think they're doing fireworks every day. This section's going to get edited like crazy. Sorry, that is it. Here is the start of my mental health content warning. There will be a time code when this ends for anybody who doesn't want to listen to it, or this is a thing that they can't handle. So, as I said, it's after 11, Saturday night, and I'm finally recording. I was going to record this yesterday. I was going to record this morning. I was going to record this afternoon. It took me 3.5 hours to go to the supermarket today. I did not eat anything until nearly 10 p.m. I had some popcorn about 5 o'clock, like one of the big share packs of popcorn. I ate most of that. And that was it. Like, that's all I've eaten today. And this is because I think I'm in a low. My mental health. I also just started new anxiety meds to try and even out the anxiety. I will admit, I am sleeping, and I'm only on the 2.5 milligrams currently. I've got another week of that before I email the psychologist and be like, so I think we're doing okay. But I am having a bit of, like, I think there is a bit of just, I really want to go back to work. And it looks like I'm not going back until, like, honestly, I've got a feeling at the moment it's not going to be till the start of the year. My current doctor's note is through till mid-December. And then it usually takes about 1.5 weeks, 2 weeks to get back, which means I'm probably not going to be working until February or March, whenever they start prepping for opening the new roller coaster. I may do the odd Sunday. That is kind of getting to me. It is what it is. Like, I kind of understand where they're coming from, but it's just really frustrating that I don't actually know what's going on because they haven't contacted me. That is not helping my mental health. That is not helping my anxiety. But, you know, it's amazing how something as small as a misstep can do. Like, I've been out of work. I've not been at work. I've done one shift since mid-August. Or since the 10th of August or something. I can't remember the last shift I did. I think it was like the 20th or something of August, because I did one shift. But I'm making it work. I'm trying to get some stuff done. Obviously, I'm not getting stitching done. But I'm getting some cleaning done, some sorting done. At the moment, I'm trying to build up on exercise and stamina, because when I go back, I'll be going back 8-hour shifts. But other than that, that's the end of all the mental health stuff. Other than that, life's pretty much lifing. For anybody who celebrates, I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. I feel like this has gone on to the long end and will probably go up at some point on Sunday. But on that note, have a great night, week, day, whatever. Work on what makes you happy. Find your jam. Happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you in about 10 days. Ciao.